Okay, guys, so let us continue this video. Another field would be not outgoing, because I want to cover addresses of my pods and unreveal them to the network. Disabled, as I told you, actually is responsible for not assigning the addresses from that pool, so we want to set that up. False. Sorry, I made a typo. And node selector, of course, all. What next? Allowed uses. Allowed uses. We will set both of them. So this will be workload and tunnel. Assignment mode. Actually, assignment mode, I think that's the default parameter. So let me check that in documentation, and that's not it. Assignment mode. Yeah, it's automatic. So it's a default one. So we don't need to write that actually. What we need to add is the voxlan, which we no, actually that's the default one, so I think we don't need that as well. But okay, let's just add it so that I won't be confused next time. But the default one is never, so that's fine. It's just to if we go in here so that we could see that parameter, and we wouldn't have to search for that. The block size is also the default one, so it's also 26. But let's just leave that so that we could see when we view this definition next time. And we need also the IP mode. We need the IP mode, and if we look down to the documentation, and I believe that actually we need really that IP mode, because IP mode is probably the default definition. Yeah, it's never, and we need to set it to always. So we need to add that parameter. Okay, so I think we have the proper definition of our IP pool network. So let's just save that. And let's apply kubectl apply and force our new IP pool. Oh, I didn't write yum at the end of the file, so that's a problem. Okay, so I made some error, and it has a problem with processing. So let me search for the issue. Okay, let's see one more time the definition. We have not outgoing, true, false, node selector, allowed uses, workload and tunnel. I actually don't see the issue at first in here, but I wonder. Okay. Error converting yum to j. Error found a tab character that violates in the. Okay. So there is some tab character which violates the thing. Okay. Fine. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So, sorry by that. It seems that I add tab in the next line, and that was the issue. It's good to do that type of recording as a real one, so you can see and correct some errors which may happen to you, and you see that all my doing, and that's all. I think that that's also brings some value. Okay, so we applied our new kubectl IP pool. So let's write a kubectl get this, or just maybe describe IP pools, and we will see both definitions in here. So as you can see, we have currently 2 IP pools, and the thing is that what we need to do now is to disable the first one, so that any new pod that will be created will receive addressation from that new pool. Calico allows that. I'm not sure about other plugins. Actually, I never checked. So if there is, you definitely need to read the documentation for your network plugin inside your cluster, whichever is used. And for us, it's gonna be IP pool, and this was a default one, so I'm going to use that name here, and we're gonna edit it. We're gonna change disabled to I'm using Vim, so let's go with insert and check that to true, and write that up. Okay, and we have changed that. So one more check. Disabled true, disabled false. We will be using this new IP pool from now on. And what is left is to roll out our deployments. So the thing is that when you want to do a rollout, I don't know why. I didn't check that in documentation, but I was pretty sure that I can do and select by using flags all namespaces and all resources of type deployment, and I can run it. But unfortunately, it's not true. I cannot run that this way, and that's actually not a very good thing, because if I cannot run that as a one command in one namespaces, I would need to go through all the namespaces. So basically, it would be convenient for you to write some sort of script in that case to roll out all your resources inside your cluster. The funny thing is that I will do it later, but it works for deleting the pods. So let's just go with rollout for now, and let's do rollout of deployments in my default namespace. Yeah, so that's one. And just to show you one more thing, let's do it inside the monitoring namespace. Okay, I made a typo. Yeah, okay, so let's wait a couple seconds for our resources to be rolled out, and that new addresses will be assigned. Okay, let's do that. Oopsie, get pods all white, and let us see that probably addresses of some pods has already been changed. Yeah, so as you see, there are pods which addresses has already changed. There are some others, but please remember that we only roll out the deployments, and some of those, let me just use my plugin to quickly show you, but Elasticsearch Master is a stateful set, so that's exactly why the IP didn't change, because it wasn't roll out with that command. And another thing I want to show you as the same but in monitoring, and the same kind of things for monitoring is that let's see the Grafana has received new IP from the Calico plugin, but for example the alert manager did not. It still has the same, because yeah, it's stateful set, but I was going to show you the exporter node ports. Yeah, so the Prometheus exporter node ports actually are using the host IP, and that's exactly why their IP addressation didn't change. So if I do kubectl get pods and in namespace monitoring, you will, sorry, white. I didn't get that. I didn't wrote that. So as you can see, these pods have my IP of my nodes address, and this is expected. This won't change. They were not using the network IP, but that's because of the host IP. So this is not going to change. I just wanted to show you that if you see something like that and you were wondering why this, just go to the resource, check the definition, if it's really deployment or anything else, or there is a host IP, because these are two cases when the pod's IP is not changing. The last thing that may of course occur is that your pod is in a pending state, or it's still not being deployed during the rollout, and or you have empty field here because the new IP is not being assigned. If you see something like that and your IP is not being assigned immediately when you try to roll out your pods, the thing is that you actually might have made an error inside the definition of your IP pool, and this then you should actually check if everything is okay in here. So I think that video covers almost all the situation which may occur. For you, it shows you how to change the IP pool when you have Calico plugin inside your cluster. As for me, I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to show you that of course it's not really recommended method for the production, but I'm gonna show you that this shortcut for this flags for removing pods in all namespaces actually works. So I'm gonna delete all pods in my all namespaces, and as you can see, it runs. It just doesn't work for rollout, so it's not very convenient. Maybe it will be changed in future, I hope, in kubectl, because rolling out more in one namespaces would be very convenient. Yeah, okay guys, so this covers all the topics, I think. regarding change of IP pool, you probably won't have chance to do it. It just happened to me that I was moving the cluster from one network to another, and it was convenient for me to change the IP pool inside my cluster rather than replacing and reconnecting all other devices. As you can see, it took me the recording took me about 15 minutes, but so the operation does not take long if you on my home lab cluster. If this was a larger cluster with lots of pods and so on, and you were doing it properly and going through all deployments and double checking everything, this operation might take will take longer. So you should prepare for that, and of course try to cover up for the downtime of the services and to minimize that inconvenient situation for your users. Okay, guys, enough of my talking because I sometimes talk too much. That's all. Have fun playing with your home labs.